go into a couple just kind of fun like little predictions. And the first, I'm going to switch these around so we can have a nice transition into talking about the Thursday night game, and that'll be our last topic. Um, predictions for, oh, actually, yeah. Let's talk about it. These are predictions for talking about this week. Then we'll transition to Thursday night game. Lowest scoring team, week one. What do you think?
Man, I have to go with Jose's team, low
Jose.
scoring team. You know,
Let me
uh,
look at.
what do we have here? We have Russell Wilson against Atlanta. That's a pretty friendly matchup there. Think he can get some yards out of it. That could turn into a little bit of a shootout there.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Chubb and Marlon Mack. So Nick Chubb here playing at the Ravens. We know that Kareem Hunt just got extended. They're not looking to get away from him at all. This you could see a lot of Kareem in this first week here. Marlon Mack, we don't know the split,
Mm,
how that's going to work with Jonathan Taylor over here. They do say that he's the number one right now, but you never know how that's going to go.
yeah.
And then you have a couple of receivers here, Keenan Allen and Jarvis Landry. Always have a lot of receptions here.
Mm-hmm.
Keenan Allen, he's away from Philip Rivers now, first time in his career. So going with
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor here, who might try to spread the ball around out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
There's a lot of
Jar-
unknowns here, but not necessarily like good unknowns. Just kind of
yeah, I'd
unknown
I'd
unknowns.
say the most consistent performer that you can expect from the team here would probably be his kicker, which got him 10 points, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
Um, from Butker over there. And then I do expect Darren Waller to have a great year. Um, but we'll just see if he can translate all of those targets and receptions into touchdowns also because
Yeah.
without touchdowns over here, you might expect maybe, six catches, 60 yards, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If one of those is a touchdown, that doubles your points right there.
Yeah.
So
Compared to previous years in our league, do you expect the point differential to be like a lot closer between the lowest and highest scoring teams week to week, or do you think? I mean, because we've had like pretty big differentials. I think.
think
Um,
it just depends. It's going to depend on how the managers are
mm,
playing their teams here.
yeah.
So, it's I expect it to be about normal.
Yeah.
You're going to have some managers that just hit every week. We
Yeah.
had three teams that were double digit wins in the regular season last year.
Yeah.
Um, and then we had a few that were very bad.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
Mm-hmm.
But to your point here, with I guess you're gonna have some crowded benches,
Yeah.
and a lot of people. Oh, who do I play? Do I play Tyler Boyd,
Yeah.
Marvin Jones, Sammy Watkins, Deshaun Jackson? Pick one, as my number two receiver there. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna it's gonna be tough when
Yeah.
you don't have a for sure thing to figure out who your number twos are gonna be
Yeah.
in a lot of cases over here. Who your twos and threes are going to be. So how you're
Mm-hmm.
how you're switching around there.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a couple picks to have to decide from
Mm-hmm.
that are solid. But when you have about maybe three or four or even
Mm-hmm.
five guys in
Yeah.
the same position, that it's I'm not sure who I want to pick here. That can that has the potential to lead to some low scores if you
Yeah.
pick
Mm-hmm.
the wrong pick there.
I think that it's a tougher thing, but I think it's a positive thing too because it speaks, it adds more to the value your work that you do over the season will put in. It's not just going to be set it and forget it every week. I mean, you're going to have to really manage and kind of look around and make some decisions. I think really on every team, honestly, which I think is a healthy thing for like a league. You don't want to draft and then hey, I'll see you in December. I mean, yeah. Which is never how it goes, but yeah.
Nestor was on the boat, but yeah.
Yeah. um, And then just to close off, we had the Thursday night game yesterday, or 2 nights ago. We're recording Saturday. I'll probably post this up later this afternoon. But Thursday night game happened a couple nights ago. Any players that surprised you, stood out? I think kind of, you know, not what we expected, but like good things happened on Thursday for Thursday people who have players that played Thursday night. But yeah, did anything stand out? Anything surprise you? Anything?
Everybody had solid performances from their players that played on Thursday. So Serge probably expecting a little bit more out of Mahomes here. Um, he played a great game.
Yep.
Pretty much mistake free, no problems, and he didn't have to do much because they had a nice sizable lead. Deshaun didn't score too much. Coming back from being down there, he had some garbage time.
Mm-hmm.
Which was great for Gabe's team because Edwards-Helaire, they just kept
Yeah.
feeding him.
Mm-hmm.
You might have expected a little bit more out of Daryl Williams there, just kind of, hey kid, good, great start. Go ahead and get some rest, but
Yeah.
they kept pounding with him there. Kelsey got his touchdown there, got into the end zone, double digit points there. Um,
Yeah. It was a nice game for the
Yeah,
Chiefs
the
and
only
fantasy game too.
disappointments maybe a little bit Tyreek Hill. He pulled it back with that late touchdown there. And then Kaimi Fairbairn only 1 point, so he missed. I guess he had missed that field goal, and I guess his two extra points there. And then for Nestor again against me, of course, David Johnson, Sammy Watkins got him a total of 30 points here.
Yeah.
Very I mean, you can't even call
Strong
that solid.
performances.
Those were strong
Yes,
performances
I
by
agree.
by both of those players.
It's exactly what he wanted out of those spots for those positions that he has because he still has Kamara, he still has Hopkins, but he has a strong floor now. Which yeah, I definitely agree. It was a great week. It's a great Thursday night for Nestor. Um, and then kind of similar question, but overrated, underrated for Thursday night. It's week one. People are starting to make assumptions and predictions, and well, it's only two teams I know, but if you have anything on that topic, overrated, underrated, coming into week one, basically.
Overrated, underrated. This is a tough one since you burned me here. I'm gonna have to go with Sammy Watkins. Maybe a little bit of overrated
Yeah.
if anybody remembers what he put up in week one last year. Um,
Hmm.
a lot of points. I think it was 38 points in our league.
Oh
He
yeah.
had
Okay.
something like 198 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So that's only 37 points. Maybe he rushed for a point. Yeah, he had a lot of points that week one, and then not so much a dud, but yeah, didn't live up
Mm-hmm.
to the hype maybe there. So
Yeah.
I
He's a
don't expect him to be putting up consistent, 14 point
yeah.
games here over here. If he can get into the end zone like anybody,
Yeah.
that's something good to expect.
So, Sammy Watkins is just a great athlete. Is one of the things about players like that is they can really put in like some work, but then it comes down to the game as well. It's we're not just drafting the fastest people. We're not just drafting the best catchers. That's these people are on certain teams and stuff. And Sammy Watkins on the Chiefs, so really maybe this is the year for that, consistency and Mahomes and they're getting their groove together or whatever. But yeah, that's one of those things. I would totally agree with you there. I wouldn't maybe I know I asked the question like this, but maybe not overrated, but definitely that's one of those things maybe watch out for. Don't just mindlessly maybe play him every week is what I would say. Which, Nestor's got a little bit of depth there, so yeah, I mean he Sammy Watkins was his third drafted receiver. Tyler Boyd, then Marvin Jones, then Sammy. He made a good call. Yeah. So we'll see if that continues to pay off for him. Um, but yeah, I mean those are my questions. If I like you think I missed anything or there's anything you want to talk about, I mean let me know. I'll cut this into probably the sections the way we were doing them, and then I'll do them like that. But if there's anything that you want to add,
It's I always get hyped up. Somehow, people are making plans and including me in them, and they all happen happen. Hey, Thursday night here. Sorry, watching the game.
Yeah.
Hey, Sunday all day. You know, maybe
Yeah.
maybe not my week one here.
Yeah.
Very excited that football is back. Big part of my life. I really enjoyed doing this interview today.
Yeah, that's
Thank you
great.
very much for having me here.
I appreciate the energy and the enthusiasm we were bringing to
Uh,
fantasy
we'll
and football.
see, we'll see who gets to if this lovely lady gets to stay with me a little bit longer,
Hey, let's
or
see
if
those. Let's see those names. Wait. Up a little bit. Up a little bit.
I don't know. It's stuck. It doesn't wanna. So
Whoa.
we'll see if she sticks around with me for another year, or which one of you maybe finally gets your shot here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be exciting. It's going to be a great season. I hope everybody's pumped. Good luck to everybody, and thank you for doing the interview. I think it was awesome. I'm going to try to do one every week. It was really great. Thanks for your insight and thanks for your energy and your enthusiasm. And thank you, Commissioner. Also, appreciate it. Cool. See you next week.